Hey, I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry this is so late. I had a 2-year-old with the flu all week, so it's been a bit of a crazy week. Um, my lesson that I'm going to start working backwards on is gas laws. I think most people have probably taken chemistry. Um, Physics people will probably be pretty confident with gas laws as well, but lots of math and lots of different processes involved with this. But basically, I started with the TEKS that would be in this lesson. So we're looking at 8G, 9A, and 9B. Um, 8G is perform stoichiometric calculations, including determination of mass gas volume relationship between reactants and products and percent yield. 9A is describe and calculate the relationship between volume, pressure, number of moles, and temperature for an ideal gas, described by all those scientists, as well as describe the postulates of the kinetic molecular theory. So there's a lot there. If we unpack those standards, there is a ton of skills and knowledge that the kids should have there. So the goals that I would have for my students in this lesson, I broke them into skills and into knowledge. For the knowledge, I would want the students to know that pressure is the result of gas particle collisions. The kinetic molecular theory is a model that helps us define and understand the behavior of the molecules in different states of matter, and that the properties of gas have mathematical relationships to each other, and that temperature is a measure of particle kinetic energy. Um, those would obviously be a bit simplified for my students. If I were to write those on the board, I wouldn't write temperature is a measure of particle kinetic energy. Um, we would talk about temperature being movement of particles and things like that. But for me and for my teammates, I would want to write down exactly what it was. As far as what their skills are going to be for this unit and for this lesson, they should be able to explain on a molecular level the changes in pressure, volume, and temperature of a gas. They should also be able to calculate the changing properties, pressure, volume, and temperature of a gas using Boyle's, Charles, Avogadro's, Dalton's, and the ideal gas law. And they should also be able to perform stoichiometric calculations for gases not at standard temperature and pressure using the ideal gas law. So that would be my goals for my kids. Again, I would convert these in my classroom into I can and I know statements, and then probably change the wordage a little bit so that when my students walked in, they weren't overwhelmed. Overall, the understandings that I would want them to have by the end of this lesson is that the properties and behaviors of gases as well as solids and liquids can be understood and explained through kinetic molecular theory, and that volume, temperature, pressure, and moles of gas are directly related to each other, directly and indirectly actually, um, and that gases under non-standard temperature pressure conditions must be adjusted doing stoichiometry. So taking those TEKS and breaking them up, uh, just developing those understandings and the goals for my kiddos, I would then, again, my next step would be sit down with my team, if I have a team, or as an individual if you're in a smaller school, and start making the end of lesson assessment, whether it's a lab activity or a summative test, anything like that, and then working backwards from there. Hope this was what everybody was looking for. I hope everybody has a great spring break and look forward to seeing everybody's videos. Thanks, guys.